While watching this video, make sure you open up Microsoft Word, your notes, and split your screen with Windows left. Put your video on the other side. Let's go over the scavenger hunt questions, but first we must remind ourselves, if I point one finger up, it means louder. Use a volume 7.
Many of my students, 90% of them, have a volume that is below optimal. And they don't realize what they're taking away when they don't inject volume. You see, and a lot of them have this excuse. They go, oh, Vin, I get it, but I can't add more volume, I'm shy. And I always tell them, no, look, it's fine. You can still be shy. Just be louder. It's absolutely fine. But let me tell you, when you don't inject volume, you don't show vitality. And when you don't add volume, you don't show confidence. It doesn't sound like you believe in the things you say. And when you don't add volume, it doesn't show authority. The authority is taken away from you. You'll tell somebody something without volume, like, listen, I think you should do this. They'll be like, should I?
So you show self-confidence, you reduce your anxiety. The studies have shown that people who speak at volume 7s make more money. Okay, to make sure you're taking notes. So how do you make hard-boiled eggs? So I recommend that you should use both Chatpt and Google. They both have different pros and cons. How do I make hard-boiled eggs? And we see it nicely makes a list, step-by-step instructions. It's fantastic. Some of the comments I got last class was that it only told us one way to make scrambled eggs. And that's just not true. I could ask it, give me Gordon Ramsay's recipe for this. I don't know if it's going to get this right. We're going to pause it. And then we're going to send it. It's searching the web. Now I have the paid version, so it's able to search different websites. It searched Bing, MASH Daily Meal, and we'll see what it comes up with. Turns out, recipe looks pretty good. This is exactly how you boil eggs, and I know because I boiled an egg or two. Now, I think it's Gordon Ramsay's recipe, but I'm not sure. Keep in mind that it can make mistakes. It is guessing. Now, keep in mind for the alternative, asking this question to Google, Google owns YouTube. So it has YouTube videos on it. So if you want how to boil an egg, a lot of people just stuck on the main page, and a lot of people don't really like to click on websites because it takes effort. Oh my gosh. But there's also videos, and these videos are straight from YouTube because they own it. So part of what you can do when you're looking at Google is it has YouTube. It's part of the search. So my recommendation is start with ChatGPT, then use Google for video demonstrations. Make sure you're taking notes on this so that you remember which one to use. All right, number 2, ChatGPT versus Google for how do I keep my plants alive? My cactus, how do I get it to stay alive? So, which one's better? Similar situation. ChatGPT is great for personalized care based on plant type. Let's say I have specifically a cactus. I could say, I'm going to open a new chat. I always want you to know, open a new chat when you have a new topic. Otherwise, it's going to remember its memory about eggs and how do eggs and plants have anything to do with each other. New chat. How do I take care of my cactus? I plug this in and I search it. I'm also going to pull up a Google search for this one. And let's see what it says. It's going to give me step-by-step instructions of what I need to keep in mind, customized to my exact plant. On Google, as that's responding, we can see it also has cactus care guides. This is from Leafy Place. We have a snippet from that website, and there's plenty of other websites that we can possibly look at, and we can also find videos. So both would be good tools to go and find this. My recommendation for it is begin with ChatGPT, and if it doesn't give you what you need, then consult Google for specialized information. So this question is specifically asking for 2024, which is a date. Now, one thing that you may not be aware of is that ChatGPT, like QuickDraw, is trained on data. QuickDraw is no longer accepting new drawings. The oldest drawing for any of these is, I believe, 2017. So let's click it. It is 2017. So all of these are from the same year. It's not getting new data. Let's say that backpack, we completely redesigned what it looked like in the year 2050. These drawings would not be accurate anymore. So ChatGPT is the same way in the sense that if I ask it, when was your last update for your data? We need to be aware of when it knows information. So on version 4.0, it's saying its last update was in 2023. If I ask a different model, which some people will have access to, I believe the free version is currently 4.0 mini, and we ask the same question to 4.0 mini, let's see if okay, so it's saying the same information. So knowing it has September 2023, how could it possibly tell you information from 2024? That is literally the past. So ChatGPT provides general recommendations based on popularity to its last update. So if I ask it, and let's see what it says. Now it's, because I'm on the paid version, searching a couple websites, Bing, Rotten Tomatoes, and EW. It will then give you a summarized version of what it found on those websites. So essentially it's searching and giving you some response. If it's not searching, I would not trust it and I would not use it. Now, one added feature is I love shows like, and then you could give it an example. What should I watch this fall? It's able to take its training data and give you some pretty good recommendations. Umbrella Academy, Lock and Key, Haunting House. These are all kind of like spooky type shows. Pretty good. I would still choose Google if it doesn't search, because Google can provide human written reviews or videos from YouTube that will be useful to you. All right, next one. Who was the best president in history? Now, the word best is very tricky when it comes to using ChatGPT, and it's tricky when it comes to using Google. ChatGPT will tell you what it thinks objectively is the best. So if I were to go and ask it, who was objectively, let's see what it does. So it didn't search the internet, it just gave an answer based on its pre-training, and it's saying Abraham Lincoln, Roosevelt, George Washington, Roosevelt, and Thomas Jefferson. Now, what if I make it do this again? I'm going to ask it to resubmit and see if it generates it differently. So I'm going to ask it to try again. Gave me a completely different answer. I'm going to ask it to try again. It's going to give me a different answer. I like that it's telling me it could be quite subjective. Did it give me all the same people? So it's literally guessing every single time, and you could kind of coerce it. You can convince it, I think Eisenhower is the best. Fix your response. So when you use the word best, you can really not get a great answer from something like ChatGPT, because it's just going to try and be your yes person and help you get an answer. So now regenerate the list of 5. Now I've probably influenced it to believe Dwight is on the list of 5. I've literally made it say what I wanted it to say. So keep that in mind when using ChatGPT. If you Google best presidents, it's also not going to give you the right answer, but at least it'll be, peer-reviewed generally of what some people thought. And there's not going to be a quote-unquote right answer, because best is subjective. Like, what is the best way to eat pizza? Well, I don't know. Some people fold it, some people don't. Some people cut it up with a knife and fork, and those people are called witches. I don't know. You always have to use your best judgment when it comes to this question. Both of them can be helpful to help you formulate your opinion, and then you have to make your own decision with some evidence to back it up. How do I good write an essay introduction? That was fantastic English. So, ChatGPT Pros provides great structure, guidance, examples, and personal tips, but it may not be able to help you with your style and write the way you write. It'll sound not like you, which I hate when it does that. I want my writing to sound like me. For Google, it'll give you a lot of templates, examples, but it's really hard to find exactly what's the highest quality resource. So I recommend you should use both of them, Google for research, ChatGPT for structure, but at the end of the day, you should use your own words when you're writing. So you might say something like this to ChatGPT. I'm going to brain dump a lot of thoughts. Help me organize them. I just read a book called Animal Farm about tons of animals who are representing, and then just talk to it. Just tell it all your thoughts, and then say, help me organize my thoughts and structure what an essay may look like for this. I don't want you to write it. I want it to be in my own words. Just give me the structure. And then you can work collaboratively with it to write an essay. So it says start with an introduction, maybe a hook, an engaging statement or question. So what you can do, a great trick with ChatGPT, is I can then highlight this section and I can click on this little quote button and I want to reply, let's make a hook together. Can you give me 10 ideas? And then it will only reply to that specific part, and you could go in your notes and you can start writing down your ideas, and maybe you write down and you copy paste, this, and then you build off of that. So I take all of the ideas about writing, I copy this, I go over to my Word document if I still have it open. Yes, I do. I paste it in there, Control V or right click paste, and I'm going to update this as I do it. So I'm starting with a hook right now. So I'm going to add some space in there and I'm going to see what I can come up with. So hook, here are 10 engaging hook questions. So what happens to when those who seek power betray the very ideals they once championed? I want my hook to grab attention immediately and be a bold statement that people are like, whoa, what? So I'm working with it, and honestly 10 replies might be too many. Say, give me the best 4, and again, best is subjective, but let's try it. In a world where freedom all cringe, try again. You can tell it you don't like it. In the fight for equality, the real animals are the ones in power. Watch them eat their own. That's kind of good. So maybe I take that and I go over to my notes and I'll be like, that's going to be my hook. But in the fight for equality, the real animals are the ones who eat their own. I'm going to modify it to be my own words. And that's kind of how you do it. You take it, you make it your own, you put your own voice in, and like, all right, I have a hook. Good. I can delete this part. Now I'm going to work on the background information. I think ChatGPT is an incredible writing tool, but it will be really bad writing if you use it for the whole thing. And we're going to speed through the rest. 6, how do I sound more confident? Use both. Personalized from ChatGPT. Google if you want real human responses. Top 3 tourist attractions. Google has Google Maps. That's a really useful tool. I would use Google for that. It also might not know what's available today because it might not have up-to-date information. I would use Google for that. Outfit change. So which one is more accurate? Let's start with this little video.
ChatGPT is so much better than Google. Many people claim this, but is it really true? A study explored this in detail. Researchers recruited over 100 people to complete free search tasks using either ChatGPT or Google. This is what the results showed. The survey logs confirmed that ChatGPT users spent far less time searching overall. However, Google was better for fact-checking, which is kind of essential. When verifying statements from a news article, the ChatGPT group scored significantly lower. Nearly 71% blindly trusted incorrect ChatGPT responses, while Google users did more thorough research. Another category, education. Interestingly, ChatGPT leveled the playing field across educational levels. Its performance stayed consistent whether users had a high school diploma or a PhD. But with Google, those with higher education did better on complex tasks. So what's the verdict? They both have unique strengths. ChatGPT excels at straightforward answers and quick responses, but Google enables deeper research and fact verification for nuanced tasks. But for optimal results every time you have a question, you should be capable of using both.
Using both. So that is how we're going to be using the two. We're going to use both tools. Google is better when you want your facts to be accurate. ChatGPT can be more nuanced, and it can help you with a particular problem, such as, help, something's wrong with my code. How do I fix it? ChatGPT would be excellent to that, whereas Google would just take you to a website, and that wouldn't be as helpful. Number 9, what are some fun science experiments I can do at home? ChatGPT pros suggest creative and safe experiments with explanation. Let's take a look at that. So I'm going to query that into ChatGPT, and it's starting off with 3 science experiments. Keep in mind, it can do it tailored to you. So I may mention the supplies I have at home are limited to, notice I can make spelling mistakes, eggs, and glue. I don't know. Bouncy egg experiment. So it can make it tailored to what you have available. And then if you don't like any of these, tell it, I want 3 different experiments. What I often like to do is ask it for certain things and then let it know that I will pick the one I like the most or ask for more. Maybe I'll mention my goal is to understand how an egg breaks on different sides. And then maybe it'll make it a little better. So it's tailoring the experiment to you, and it's able to creatively help you come up with this stuff. Now, are any of these necessarily going to work? I don't know. So if we were to instead plug this into Google, let's see what we get. We're going to get some links written by real people, ideas for science experiments, goodhousekeeping.com, at-home experiments. Not going to be as tailored, but there'll be things that people have probably done before. So both have its place. YouTube videos, I find, are probably the best place. There's some really cool YouTube science experiments on YouTube. So you might want to consider Google for those YouTube videos. You can get creative ideas from either one. All right, final question. How do you say hello in 5 different languages? Google Translate will do this really well, and ChatGPT will do it really well. I find ChatGPT surprisingly good at learning languages, especially if you have the app on your phone for the voice app where you can just talk back and forth to it. So I would recommend that you start with ChatGPT, and if it doesn't help you, just use Google Translate. So instead of simply asking for how to translate it, I'm going a step further and asking for how to say it. Spanish, hola. Step 1, start with a soft O. Step 2, follow it up with la. If you're having trouble with some words in your foreign language class, try going to ChatGPT for pronunciation help. Bonjour, bonjour. Hello, 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 hello. Like ha, as in the word ha, like a laugh, but softer. Ha, hello. I don't know if these are right. Konnichiwa, konnichiwa. Ciao, ciao. Not bad. All right, our big conclusion. Use ChatGPT when you want personalized answers tailored to you, structured assistance for tasks when you have a problem, and creative ideas, because you can ask it, generate me 10 ideas, and I'll pick my favorite one, then make me 10 more, and it'll be great for brainstorming. It won't do the whole job, but it'll be great for getting started. And use Google when you want to use YouTube, because Google owns YouTube. You want real-time, up-to-date data. You want to use both. Start with ChatGPT, and if it doesn't help, go to Google. Find a YouTube video. Find an article. Maybe go back to ChatGPT and ask it to summarize it. These are tools that should be working together. Hope you guys enjoyed.